We're good. I'm near the back. That's where I like to start.
Mid-pack.
I was dead last 1 mile.
Here we go. We will see you in 31 miles.
Copper corridor, 50K. Here we go.
Don't hang with me. You're going to be quite a bit faster, so it's just...
You know, you say that, but I think you're faster than I am.
Oh, last week you beat me like 40 minutes.
I got lucky.
Oh, no. No.
Already the second creek crossing. It's awesome. Kind of a neat little riparian area that we're going through. Field's kind of starting to thin out. We're just at like 1.7 miles in. Already 2 creek crossings and another road crossing that was about like a couple inches submerged in water, so technically 3, I guess, crossings so far. You can see Picketpost Mountain ahead of us. That's what we're going to be going around. So we got the Pika Post aid at mile 7, a little out and back section. And once we get back to the Pika Post aid a second time, I think at mile 11, then we'll kind of go around Picket Post, hop on the AZT, do some climbing. I think we're looking at about 3,000 feet of climb overall for this race. But beautiful here in Superior, Arizona. Never been here before. Really cool little western town. They did a lot of copper mining here in these mountains. We started in town. We're gonna be finishing in town, so that's kind of cool. And it's supposed to warm up to like 73 degrees today, which for February is pretty awesome. About 6 miles in, still feeling good. We're running through this canyon and you can see there was a fire that came through here in 2021. We burned off a lot of this. You can see some fire damage on the saguaros too. But it's starting to regrow. We've had a lot of moisture this year, so definitely helps. But really beautiful area. We've had probably 6 creek crossings so far. More to come, I'm sure, so we should be at the first aid station in a mile or 2. So we're just gonna keep plugging away. All right, 7.25 miles in. Left the first aid station a little bit ago. Now we're on an out and back section. So we've had all the fast guys are coming the other way. Some cows over there. Very cool. So after the out and back, we'll hit the Picket Post aid one more time, and we'll start climbing around Picket Post behind me. Should be fun. Guessing that way. Hit the turnaround. So we're now on our way back to the Picket Post aid. Starting to get in my head a little bit, just with all the people on this trail. Nice job. Because everyone's using this trail of 50K, 33K, all the different distances. Nice job. Nice job. So I was kind of getting passed by some of the faster guys that are doing the shorter races, which kind of tempts me to run faster, but I think it's important to stay within your own race. Nice work. Nice job. It's like, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Nice job. You just have to focus on what you're doing. I think it's important to keep that in mind, especially on a single track out and back like this section with a lot of fast runners. Let's go under the 60 highway here. Nice job. Nice job, nice job. Good work. I should be back at the Picketpost aid station here pretty soon. Alright. Just left Picketpost aid station. And we're back on the Arizona Trail, headed towards Picketpost. Got a long stretch in between aid, about 10 miles, so. But the sun's not really out yet. Hello, guys. It's nice and overcast, so the temperature's like, it's not hot, it's kind of chilly, but it feels good. But 10 miles to the next aid. Here we go. So we're making our way around Picketpost. Kind of a mixture of running and hiking on this terrain. One thing I wanted to point out is back there, that little spire sticking up. Weaver's Needle. It's a prominent location in the Superstition Mountains here. The legend is that's where the gold's buried. The Lost Dutchman's gold mine. And there's some great trails around that area. Beautiful spot. If you're ever in the East Phoenix area, highly recommend checking that area out. So we're a little over half marathon in, about 13.2 miles. About 2 hours and 27 minutes elapsed so far, so don't really have a time to goal for this. Hadn't even really thought about it. I'm guessing it's probably going to be anywhere from like 6 to 6.5 hours. Maybe 6.5 to 7 might be a safer bet, because this section here is going to have a lot of climb. But my plan, since this is a longer stretch in between aid stations, is just to take this middle section easy, because this is kind of where it starts to turn into a grind anyway. You know, the adrenaline from the start of the race is worn off. The finish line's still too far away to be thinking about it, so this middle section is kind of where it turns into a drag. So being that that's the case, and we're 10 miles in between aid anyway, I'm really not trying to push super hard through this section. So we'll just take it a little easy and see how the legs are feeling on the back third, see if we can hammer it home a little bit there. But as for now, we're running when we can and power hiking the rest. And that's the name of the game when it comes to ultra running, right? How beautiful Picketpost looks. You can see all the different colors in the mountain and the rock. It's just awesome out here. Beautiful area. Doing the death march up this hill. I see a couple of runners ahead of me. One guy's actually running it. Well, they both are. I think they're doing a shorter distance though. but it's our view. Not bad. Beautiful. See Weaver's Needle, Superstition Mountains, Picket Post, tons of saguaros everywhere. It's awesome. So we're about 17.6 miles in. It looks like we're finally going downhill a little bit, climbing up for a while. Just rocky terrain, but not too bad. Certainly not worse than Black Canyon last week. That trail, as much as I love that trail, it just kind of beats your feet up the whole way. So in comparison, this isn't so bad. But nice runnable downhill stretch. We should have maybe 2 miles, 2 to 3, to get to the next aid station. And then after that, we're in the back third of this race, so it's going by quick. These 50K distances are nice, especially, you know, if you can work them into your training plan. If you're going for a longer race, like if you're training for a 100-miler or even 100K, it's great to work some of these 50Ks in to your training block, because first, it's just a great way to get race experience. Second, it's a great way to get your long run in, you know, and have aid along the way. And third, it's long enough to where it'll beat you up, but you can still recover fairly quickly. So it's just great if you can work, you know, 1 or 2 50Ks into your training block. It's very beneficial. So for me, I'm doing Antelope Canyon 100-miler in 2 weeks. So I think this is my last long run of this block, which has been very productive so far. I've been getting anywhere from like 55 to 70 miles per weekend for the last few months, so I feel strong. So hopefully I can have a better result this year. I actually DNF'd the Antelope Canyon 100-miler last year. Dropped at mile 70. Just didn't have it in me to finish, but hoping for a better result this year, and I feel strong. So anyway, again, this is kind of the last long run of this block for me, and then kind of taper down for a few weeks and see if we can hammer on 100 here in a couple of weeks. All right, 21.5 miles in. Still no sign of this aid station. I think we're within a half mile, which would actually make it closer to 12 miles since the previous aid station, but I'm officially suffering. We just have these really nasty, rocky dirt roads that we've been on for a while. And I think mentally I was prepared for a 10-mile stretch, not a 12-mile stretch, so I'm kind of fighting through a low point right now. It's funny, like, even though it's like just a 50K, and I say just a 50K because it's still 31 miles, you can still go through low points. But it looks like we're gonna flatten out here shortly, which hopefully means the aid station is close by. Well, just left the aid station and have an answer as to why it took so long. It's because there was a boulder right in the trail. So that aid station actually should have been 2 miles up the road, but that was as far as it could go. So about a 12-mile stretch in between aid, long stretch. But now recovered a little bit, got some food, I got some chips to go. And we have 3 miles to the next aid station, so a nice short little section. And then I think that's the last one to the finish. So yeah, getting there. Glad to have that section behind me. Neat little section down here we're running through. We're at the bottom of Arnett Canyon, I believe it's called. And I think it's the same canyon we were running through earlier, just kind of on the other side of it. But I don't know if you can hear, there's running water through that creek. Had a few creek crossings, but managed to keep the feet mostly dry. And it's just kind of lush and green down here. You can hear a lot of birds chirping and very peaceful. Pretty area. .65 miles in. We're on this Jeep road, heading back into town. Been 4 miles since the last aid station. The guy said the next aid station was being 3 miles, so wrong again, but it's okay. Should be coming up on it soon. And I'm assuming that's gonna be the last one before the finish. Beautiful course, but it's turning into a bit of a sufferfest. Looks like we're gonna get wet here. Ah, screw it. So I will be glad when this one's done. I left the last aid station a little bit ago. I'm at 28.5 miles right now. This course actually runs a little bit short, so we're about 1.5 miles away from the finish. Thank you, Lord. Oh my. Woo-hoo. I think that's the last creek crossing. It's been at least 16. Feet have gotten wet on at least 12 of them. It's great. Makes it fun. Alright, made it. Whew. Thank you. Thank you. Here they are.
Hey!
Good job.
Oh.
Good job.